June 29th. For more information, email comegowithmeweekend@gmail.com.
It is the third competition before we head into the finals. 4 teams remain. They are Team B&B Galaxy.
My strategy going in the game is actually to take all my team members on my back and drag them across the finish line and score all the points myself. That did not work.
Team Bahamas Rock.
We told them at the beginning that we'd crush rock, we'd crush the team, and a lot of them again burst with rocks.
Team Doctors Hospital.
We did a very big favor for the rest of the team.
And Team GB Power.
GB Power is built for battle. Let's get it.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Tonight, in this edition of Stellar Students of the North, our Yolanda Thompson Everest sits down with a 6-year-old painter on the island of Bimini who continues to wow his audience with his tremendous talent.
Six-year-old Noah Hanna is one of the brightest students at Bimini Primary School. He is an academic achiever, but also one of the most budding creative painters in Baileytown, Bimini. Noah comes off as very humble and has the heart of a striving entrepreneur, following in his family's footsteps.
I wanted to come up with this idea to make shark mugs, then sell it so I could make money.
Let's talk about painting. How do you paint? Like, what do you do? Let's talk about the process.
First, I put paint in a plastic plate, then get a paintbrush, then dip it in the paint, then paint it on the frame.
Someone teach you how to paint, or did you just learn? You said you just learned how to paint too. You feel as if it was a talent that God gave you that talent, or did your mom or your dad show you how to paint?
My uncle, he shows me how to paint and make mugs. First, he get a mug, then put the shark on it, then put it in a mug machine, then when it reaches 0, it is done. I sell the painting for money so I could buy lunch.
Noah is also on the A Honor Roll, excelling in subjects such as spelling and phonics. He also participates in boating activities and repairs, but says that his favorite part about being an entrepreneur is making enough lunch money to last him for the week. As we end the Stellar Student of the North series, we want to make this special appeal to residents in Bimini to check out Noah's mugs at the Chick Store. I'm Yolanda Thompson Everest. See you next week Wednesday.
Great job, Noah. Well, that's a look at stories making news, but don't go away. The latest in sports and your local weather forecasts are up next.
The most important thing in life is family, and whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Flamingo Air. How may I assist?
To serve as a general boarding call for all passengers checking on Flamingo Air Flight 490 with flight service into Mars Harbor.
Flamingo Air, committed to safety and service.
tying up, but it doesn't matter. It's gold for the Olympic champions.
On May 4th and 5th, the sun will shine down on the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Hundreds of the world's best track athletes from more than 40 countries will compete to qualify for their spot at the Paris Olympics.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Crifter 2024 is officially in the books, and what an exciting time it was. Our J. Philippe has the latest in sports.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. Our Crifter team had a pretty good showing at the recent Crifter Games, and now they're back home. Grand Bahama athletes and coaches returning to a hero's welcome at the Grand Bahama International Airport after competing at the Crifter Track and Field Games in Grenada.
It feels amazing. I just want to thank God for allowing me to for giving me this opportunity to show out and to cross more PRs in all of my events, so I'm happy and I'm proud.
Feels good. Last year I came third inside the high jump. I didn't place last year in the long jump, but to get 2 goals, I feel good.
I set a new PB twice, so I feel like that's great. I'm going to try qualify for World Juniors.
This experience was good. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the competition. Even though I came third place, it was good.
It was a good experience. I thank God for this opportunity to win a silver in my 4x1. My teammates were good. They were pushing me and allowing me to just make it.
World Juniors we're looking at right now. So we all work hard towards that, and hopefully God have it in me this so I can be on the team.
It was great. This is my first Crifter, and I'm even glad that I made it this far from Crifter trials, and I showed them that I could go out there and run a strong race.
Switching gears now in sports, the Nigel Boodle Senior Invitational Fast Pitch Softball Tournament wrapped up a few days in Abaco. In the third place game, the Long Island Bad Billies defeated Chances Mighty Mitts out of New Providence 12-9.
We have some young pitchers, we have talent, and hopefully as we go, we'll build on it.
Moving along to the championship game, it was the Cybertech Cyborgs that won this one over Grand Bahamas. Quality Wash and Press 10-2 to win their second consecutive title.
They wanted to start with me on the mound, so I felt as though we did pretty well.
We had a little misfortune in the right field in the later half of the game, but for the most part, we did an excellent job on defense and offense.
And finally in sports, another local softball tournament is set for this Saturday, April 6th at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, Softball Park.
It's a co-ed tournament. So bring your guys, bring your gals, and it's a constituency tournament also. We going by constituencies. So like I could say, let the best man win.
Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
And now here's a check on your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay with us. Our Facebook friend of
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Hey, people keep on asking me, Sawyer, when the next big event, man? I want to go to a bar-breaking straight concert. And I say, hey, say last road show on 27, 28, and 29. Come go with me. Turks and Caicos Island for best of the best. That's what it's named. Listen, we get 3 days. The first day, it's all about the People's Rush, but we get John Canoe from Turks and Caicos, and we get John Canoe from the Bahamas. Day 2, pre-party. DJs could be out there getting you all prepared for day 3. The big concert. Now listen to this lineup. Turks and Caicos, we get Sprat, Mikey and Kool-Aid, Gemma, Barbara Johnson. We get the Provision Band. And Bahamas side, listen to this lineup, y'all. Elon Moxie, Sweet Emily, KB, D Mark, Nishi Ellis, Veronica Bishop, Gino D, RB, Stevie S. Listen, Shad calling the VIPs too. Woo! It could be a party. It's hosted by Huntley Forbes and it's hosted by me. Sawyer boy, you don't want to miss this. June 27th, 28th, and 29th. See all the information right there? Y'all come go with me. Best of the best. Turks and Caicos. That's it. That's it.
It is the third competition before we head into the finals. 4 teams remain. They are Team B&B Galaxy.
My strategy going in the game is actually to take all my team members on my back and drag them across the finish line and score all the points myself. That did not work.
Team Bahama Rock.
We told them at the beginning that we'd crush rock, we'd crush the team, and a lot of them again burst with rocks.
Team Doctors Hospital.
We did a very big favor for the rest of the team.
And Team GB Power.
GB Power is built for battle.
Let's get
it. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Randy McPhee Jr., you are our Facebook friend of the day. We hope you are enjoying your birthday. Tell Ken to treat you like the king that you are on your special day. And that is going to do it tonight for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire Northern Edition team, I'm Reuben Davis, but don't go anywhere. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report, tourism numbers continue to soar. Government reacts to GDP estimates. Parliamentarians pay tribute to a former colleague. And in sports, it's 6 straight for Team Bahamas. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. The Bahamas is raking in some big tourism figures, and if this upward trend continues, it could be on tap for yet another record-breaking year. In this report, Cleopatra Murphy gives this breakdown from the Director General of Tourism.
Start of the year for the Bahamas that saw nearly 2 million tourist arrivals within the first 2 months of this year.
Total air and sea arrivals is at 1.86 million, January to February, which is up compared to last year's same period.
At the time, tourist arrivals were 1.66 million. Director General of Tourism Latia Duncombe shared this year's impressive figures at the recent Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association Board of Directors meeting, noting the increase reflects a 49.5% jump when compared to tourism's record-breaking 2019. The news comes as the Bahamas continues to bask in the glow of last year's record, more than 9.65 million visitor arrivals.
Everyone likes to hone in on, certainly we do, is the stopover component. And cumulatively, we're looking at 313,000 year to date, which is a 3% increase over 2019 and a 7% increase over last year.
Duncombe also shared the numbers specific to cruise arrivals that have also seen a jump.
1.55 million year to date for 2024, which is a 64% increase over 2019 and a 13.5% increase over 2023. So we're really pleased about the performance.
The news comes despite the Bahamas weathering international bad press after the U.S. State Department issued a Level 2 travel advisory in January, warning its citizens about crime.
It was all hands on deck. It was listening to the sentiments. It was tracking social media. It was understanding the engagement internationally. But more importantly, it was to share our story and to make sure everyone knew that the destination is safe, warm, and welcoming.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
The government applauding the National Statistics Institute's recent preliminary report, which showed modest gains in the country's economic activity. Corvell Pyfrom joins us in studio with the government's reaction to those numbers. Good evening, Corvell. So tell us, how does the government feel about these results?
And LaDawn, that report released last week showed the country's gross domestic product grew by 2.6% in 2023 to roughly $12.83 billion, or a return to pre-pandemic growth levels. While the government is touting the report as positive, there has been concern from some corners that these estimates are well below the 4% growth projected by both the IMF and the central bank. Some point to this as even potentially being a sign of problems in the future, but the administration refused those assertions, noting in a statement Wednesday that nothing could be further from the truth, adding that it is imperative that a holistic analytical assessment is done when viewing the economy's overall growth and health, and that economic statistics such as nominal or real GDP growth not be looked at in isolation. The government says the 2023 preliminary GDP results demonstrate that its growth strategy of stimulating the economy through foreign direct investment, stabilizing finances, and making strategic investments in the health and social sector is clearly working. The Davis administration remains confident that this approach would lead to acceleration of economic growth over the medium term. Last week's data from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute showed that the industry accounting for the most substantial increase in 2023, leading the way, as expected, tourism. Through accommodations and food services, a 26% jump, or an increase, LaDawn, of more than $225 million. It's a trend the government is banking will continue. Back to you, LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Corvell. Well, the opposition claims no amount of public relations can mask the blatant fact that this Davis-Cooper administration has underperformed its stated economic growth projection for 2023 by a whopping 40%. In responding to the government's GDP estimates, opposition leader Michael Pintard said he cautioned the Prime Minister in the House of Assembly in June of last year that his economic and budgetary growth expectations for the current budget year were overly optimistic, as international bodies such as the World Bank warned that global and regional economic growth prospects were trending negatives. Radio Jamaica News Online is reporting that the FTX bankruptcy estate is working towards repaying customers of the collapsed crypto exchange pretty soon. The company is preparing to sell off this real estate to aid in repaying creditors, including the thousands of defrauded customers who have filed claims totaling $16 billion. The online article attributes details from the inaugural meeting of FTX's Bahamian subsidiary, which held its first creditors' assembly at the Bahamas Convention Center on March 15th. Now, according to the minutes of that meeting, the joint official liquidators and the Chapter 11 debtors plan to issue the first interim distribution to creditors with admitted claims and satisfactory known where customers' documentation by the end of the year. The article went on to state that FTX has reclaimed approximately 30 properties in the Bahamas valued at $222 million from now jailed CEO Sam Bankman-Fried and other executives. The Bahamas women's Carifta, far surpassing their Caribbean rivals. The 36-member swim team captured their 6th consecutive Carifta Aquatics Championship. The Bahamas topped the medal table with 34 gold, 39 silver, and 28 bronze for a total of 101 medals. A distant second was Trinidad and Tobago with 54 medals. Carifta swimming also uses a point system. The Bahamas captured 1,096.5 points. Second was the Cayman Islands with 660. Congratulations to Team Bahamas. We'll have more on the performance coming up in sports, along with a story in our next segment highlighting open water swim. Don Saunders Jr., the son of former F&M MP Don Saunders, who was killed last week. And still to come, tributes pour in for the late Don Saunders. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
You have enough things to worry about. living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
We exposed 5 strangers to different KFC menus to see if the flavor can enhance any moment. And at the first bite, the party began. We repeated the experiment during the day, during business hours, on weekends, with sunshine, with rain. It's confirmed any moment can be a KFC moment.
Tune into the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. Live on the ZNS TV network from Sandals Royal Bahamian in beautiful Nassau, Bahamas. With live performances by Nishi LS, Julian Believe, Wendy 242, Sammy Starr, Patrice Morel, Shine Bahamas, Ilsha, Fan Sean, Judah the Lion, Carrington McKenzie, Alia Coley, Oslian Jadort, Sherwin Gardner, Colin Christopher, Davian Chase, and many more. Hosted by Sherelle Roxy Star Duncombe. That's the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, April 6th, live on the ZNS TV network from Sandals Royal Bahamian.
Join me, Sherelle Roxy Star Duncombe, as I host this year's Elevation Awards. Because I support the culture, and you should too.
Catch the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m., only on ZNS TV 13.
Today as a country, we find ourselves faced with many challenges. Conflict and retaliatory behaviors have recently become more prevalent. But in spite of this, thankfully, we have so many Bahamians who still believe in loving their neighbor and community building. This government strongly believes in and supports community building. Our inner city programs and facilities provide a variety of educational, social, and creative response systems, all in an effort to enroll and allow opportunities for positive engagement. To encourage this, we're committed to providing safe spaces in community centers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kwaku Street, to the Kwaku Street Youth and Community Center. My name is Belinda Chipman. You cannot do anything that aids the community in any way unless you learn your subjects. You learn the citizenry and the culture, and once you learn the culture, you're able to better design programming to aid whatever it is that's going on with them. The health of a nation is the wealth of a nation, and because of that, if you're trying to solve one challenge on this end, the other one is going to distract that person from trying to get that. So if you want to teach somebody something and they're hungry, they're not going to listen. If you want to preach to them and they're hungry, they can't listen, they can't focus. And so you have to simultaneously work on all the needs of persons who would come into these community centers. We taught them skills and trades, but as well mathematics, English, conflict resolution, obviously computer skills, because if they were going into any of these trades, they would need to learn math, they would need to learn English, they would need to learn those things, even if they could not handle school and what school brought. So we found that some of those children were disrupting the schools and the teachers were panicking. They were like, yeah, please, you know? And so we went deeper because what we found is that sometimes the needs that they have is because something else is going on at home. And the things that they do when they act out is because of things that are happening at home or somewhere. And so we try to go deeper so we could learn the child. Imagine trying to learn children on an individual basis to know, okay, this is what's happening. We have psychologists that work with us. And once we get the child analyzed to understand where they are academically, socially, spiritually, we like to package that whole thing to, like I said, bring a holistic healing to the entire community. People always tell me, I dream too big and I want the impossible to happen, but because I believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, this place, we're going to transform it. People think that because it's through through this community, Kwaku Street, and on this street, nothing good can come out of it, and we say that's not the truth. So if you want to create a rounded human, and if you want to distract younger persons from getting involved in negative things, crime and violence, etc., you got to keep them positively occupied. Kwaku Street Community Center is the place for you to send your children and your family members. Come and check the place out, man. We want to build the Bahamas and make it a better place.
A better country will certainly begin with better communities. Let us all do our part to bring healing and to rebuild one community at a time.
Since 1974, the National Insurance Board has been an income replacement safety net.
But to ensure our future remains secure, starting July 1st, 2024, contribution rates will increase and will continue to be shared by employers and employees.
We will be sharing more information in the upcoming months. But for now, get more details on nibrateincrease.com.
Invest in tomorrow today with NIB.
Because together, we can ensure our financial future.
After 51 years, Popeyes is crashing the wings party with 5 flavors.
Makes no sense it took so long. Crispy outside, juicy inside.
Who are you?
We don't make sense. We make chicken. Y'all good?
Popeyes' new chicken wings make no sense. Marinated in Louisiana spices, hand battered and flipped, and then we have the audacity to call all 5 flavors fast food? Someone should really say something or order something.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Yeah. Let's make this moment last forever. Let's start a family together. With a house, a car, and kids. Oh, I love the way we live. I got it covered. BAF has got me covered. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. BAF has got you covered. I know it.
Exuma, get ready. They're coming from around the country to determine who will be the top 6. The backdrop, the most beautiful waters with the most beautiful young ladies in the country. Get ready for the preliminaries of the Miss Teen Bahamas International. This Saturday, April 6th at 7 p.m., Sandals Emerald Bay Resort Ballroom. Admission $20 at the door. The competition is about to intensify. The Miss Teen Bahamas International is brought to you by Platinum sponsor February Point, Star Apple, Super Clubs Breezes, Kermit's Airport and Lounge, Western Air, Peace and Plenty Resorts, Four Seas Adventure, Lorraine's Cafe, Wendy's, Zaymar Group of Companies, Titan Hospitality Group of Companies, the Farmhouse Bistro, the Ministry of Tourism, Exuma Travel and Transportation Limited, Grand Isle Resorts, Great Exuma, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Exuma District Council.
Here's an energy-efficient business tip brought to you by the Small Business Development Center. When an AC unit is turned on, dirt particles run through your HVAC system. It is cheaper to invest in reusable HVAC filters, especially during peak cooling seasons. Filters should be cleaned every month. Remember, dirty filters overwork your system and compromise your indoor air quality. To become an energy-efficient business, call the Small Business Development Center at 461-7232 or log on to our website at www.accessaccelerator.org.
With a heavy heart following his father's tragic death last week, Don Saunders Jr. closed out the Carifta Aquatics Championships for Team Bahamas this morning in the open water competition. Charles Fisher was at the starting line.
Even though many came out to support Team Bahamas, a majority of those that were there was for 16-year-old Donald Saunders Jr. A very emotional moment before race time, trying to focus on the task at hand. And another moment of focus before jumping into the water. Then the cheers of the fans and that smile on his face says he's ready. Pretty rough course around 5K, and when it was all done, the first Bahamian out the water was Donald. First to meet him was Grammy.
I swam for my dad, so I know he's proud of me. Just wanted to make him proud. I know he would have been out there on a boat cheering me on. He wanted to get a flag, put it on the boat for me. I hope I made him proud. Although a tragic accident happened, it still keeps me calm. I like to swim. It helps me to clear my head from thinking and wandering thoughts.
His mom, Tiffany, not far behind, and a big hug.
It was all his. It was all his decision. He wanted to do it, and he made us all proud.
Uncle and twin of Donald, they're very surprised himself at the determination of Donald Jr. to get out there and represent his country.
It was surprising that when I heard that he was still actually going to do the event, I was like, you know what, though? I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because Don, that's the type of person Don is, and he's a product of us. Me and Don, he's a product of us, which is excellence, which is hard work, which is want to serve the Bahamian people. And this is a kind of a small way for him to, he can't serve like some people, but this is a way to represent this country. And I'm so proud of him. I'm telling you, I don't know how he did it. I looked at it each lap and I'm like, this guy still is in there.
Support was all around as the Green Mile Club, Dawn Junior School from St. John's, came out to show love.
We would have liked everybody, but this is still Easter break for the Anglican schools. So some people are away, some people are with family. So we got a pretty good crowd this morning, and we're grateful for the boys and parents who came out to support our chaplain, Donald Saunders Jr. And Donald is actually our chaplain in the Green Mile Club. So Donald keeps us spiritually together, leads us in prayer. Donald is also the one to help us in terms of when we have the retreat, which we had in Eleuthera. Donald every day led us in devotions and prayers and did little short messages or addresses to encourage us. So today we are out here to encourage Donald.
Talk about courage, Donald Saunders Jr. going out there and not only representing the Bahamas, but his family as well, under tragic conditions, and one last word for the Bahamian public.
And it goes through emotional times, but to the support of many Bahamians, I like to see that we still have love in this community.
Couldn't have said it better. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Charles Fisher.
Parliamentarians today paused to pay tribute to one of their own who lost his life to gun violence. The late Don Saunders was fondly remembered as a family man and a nation builder. Carla Palmer reports.
It was exactly a week ago today, back on Holy Wednesday, March 28th, when former Free National Movement Member of Parliament for Tall Pines, Don Saunders, was gunned down during an alleged robbery in Gambia Village here in New Providence. To the police, he's shooting victim number 35. To his family, he was a son, husband, and father. And to his former parliamentary colleagues, a community leader and friend. From the latter group and from the halls of Parliament this Wednesday, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis was the first, paying tribute.
The disbelief that grips us stems not only from the manner of Don's passing, but from the realization of all that has been stolen from us. Wisdom, leadership, friendship. Don embodied the best of what we aspire to be as public servants. Dedicated, compassionate, and resolutely focused on the betterment of our Bahamas.
Prime Minister Davis continued to extol the virtues of their former fallen comrade.
As we endeavor to pay tribute to Don, the weight of sorrow and the struggle to comprehend this senseless loss is upon each of us. The void left by his departure is a testament to the impact of his presence, a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring strength of the bonds that unite us, that he exemplified.
Don Saunders was 49 years old. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Also reflecting on Saunders' legacy was Member of Parliament for the Exumas and Ragged Island, Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable Chester Cooper, and Opposition Leader Michael Pintard.
The killers of Don Sr. should know that they killed a man who was raising a fine young man and woman. They killed a husband, a father, a son, a friend to many. They tore apart a family for nothing. Don certainly did not deserve an end like this.
Those of us who knew him well knew that he was committed to this country. His passion was community work, which is why he dedicated himself to working on transforming the landfill on Tonic Darling Highway. He was committed to students and would have no doubt been proud of all of the students who are gathered today in Parliament, top graduates throughout our family islands and New Providence. Don loved to work with schools and to inspire young people.
House members opened debate in the House of Assembly today on the Apprenticeship Bill 2024. Legislation is expected to transform the labor market in the country while opening up more job opportunities for young Bahamians. Here's Fern Carey.
Minister of Labor and the Public Service, the Honourable Pierre Glover Roll, opened debate on the Apprenticeship Bill 2024 in Parliament Wednesday, which he framed as a comprehensive and integrated approach to national skills development. She noted that a pilot apprenticeship program will be launched first that will train participants for high-demand jobs in the maritime sector while establishing fair standards for apprenticeship, an initiative, she says, that will be implemented in line with international labor standards.
Through this program, our people will be offered hands-on opportunities to learn on the job and begin the process of building a career. We see this as an historic institution that will have the impact similar to an NIB that was first introduced a long time ago and has changed lives in our nation, has advanced our nation, and has secured our citizens' future.
The program is also expected to address ongoing concerns from employers about the skills mismatch between labor demand and labor supply in the country.
Which means that our local labor force simply didn't match what employers were looking for. As we seek to drive unemployment even lower, we must face the fact that the lack of employability in segments of our population may affect employment. The truth is that in many cases, jobs are available, but we're simply having an issue filling them or keeping them filled. We currently at the Department of Labor have hundreds of jobs available in our jobs portal, Madam Speaker, waiting to be filled by qualified Bahamians.
The National Apprenticeship Program is expected to be launched before the end of the year and will serve as a model for other countries in the region. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Thanks a lot, Fern. We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for the night, a look back at the final day of competition in the Carifta swim venue. Details on that and more just ahead in sports.
It was a grand celebration for the Abacos and Silver Airways with the relaunch of their flight to the island from West Palm Beach. The flight is set to boost visitor arrivals, offering tourists a quick and sweet getaway to the Bahamas.
The Ministry of Tourism and Abaconians across Abaco are so thrilled to see Silver Airways bringing back the West Palm Beach to Marsh Harbor flight service. This is another example of Abaco coming back bigger and better than ever. It's always a joy for me to have more options for our friends abroad to come here and enjoy what it is to be an Abaconian, to see, taste, and feel the islands of the Abacos.
We are so excited to be back at Marsh Harbor from Palm Beach. We used to do it back a few years ago. Decided to pull out of the market, but ever since we've continued to learn that there presents great opportunity to bring this route back. Hence why we are back, and we are so excited to be doing it now. This route's going to be 3 times weekly, so it's a super quick flight. It took 45 minutes from takeoff to touchdown, so it's so quick and easy to get here. We decided West Palm Beach, we're back and we're better. We want to bring as much excitement as we possibly can because the demand to go to the Bahamas now, it's great. And we thought it was the perfect opportunity. Why not do both? We already fly to Nassau and Marsh Harbor and many other islands in the Bahamas, but we might as well do it from West Palm Beach, so we're back.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
In 2023, over 9 million visitors came to the Bahamas, the region's leading tourism destination. That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Paradise is not only found in Nassau, but throughout our 16 island destinations.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Over 400,000 Bahamians depend on our tourism-driven economy.
That is why tourism is everyone's business.
It's the passing on of our traditions and our cultural heritage to the next generation.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Tourism is everyone's business.
From the straw we plant, to exploring our Bahama blues, to experiencing the greatest show on earth. No matter who you are, we all have a part to play in our tourism industry.
This is our country.
These are our islands.
This is our home.
That's why tourism
is everyone's business.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
Tune into the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. Live on the ZNS TV network from Sandals Royal Bahamian in beautiful Nassau, Bahamas, with live performances by Nishi LS, Julian Believe, Wendy 242, Sammy Starr, Patrice Morel, Shine Bahamas, Ilsha, Fan Sean, Judah the Lion, Carrington McKenzie, Alia Coley, Osley and Jadort, Sherwin Gardner, Colin Christopher, Davian Chase, and many more. Hosted by Sherelle Roxy Star Duncombe. That's That's the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, April 6th, live on the ZNS TV network from Sandals Royal Bahamian.
Join me, Sherelle, Roxy Star Duncombe, as I host this year's Elevation Awards. Because I support the culture, and you should too.
Catch the 5th Annual Elevation Awards Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. only on ZNS TV 13.
Now this is a tale all about how the Paint Place Easter sale went down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there and tell you all about the colors and beauty we got here. In the Bahamas, born and raised, it's a country where amazing colors prevail. From sunrise pastels to sunset schemes, become an artist or paint the house of your dreams. You want amazing paint to get the job done right? With brushes and rollers that make work a delight? Then join us this Easter under the sun at the Paint Place where we have all of the fun.
Are you a business with 3 or more vehicles looking for the perfect fueling solution? Well, look no further.
I can go to any Rubis service station and get fast and easy service without any form of payment.
I can top up my fuel account and generate reports anytime online.
We at Wildflowers enjoy significant savings from fraud reduction. The Rubis system provides optimum security and peace of mind.
Email bahamassales@rubis-bahamas.com to sign up now.
Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at Agri Expo 2024. It all goes down on April 12th and 13th at Gladstone Road Farmers Market. Bring the whole family for a farm-tastic experience. Meet local farmers, artisans, and savor delicious food. From competitions to forums and activities for the kids. There's something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just curious about where your food comes from, there's something for everyone at the Agri Expo. It's something you don't want to miss. See you there.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Health officials are monitoring cases of the upper respiratory tract infection that apparently made a number of people sick this past holiday weekend. We learned from Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville today that the stomach bug, as it is being referred to, even attacked some of the Carifta aquatic athletes. The Health Minister, though, insists that there is nothing to be overly concerned about. This is not a crisis, and already cases are trending down. He says the surveillance team is closely monitoring this situation.
Well, we are aware that there is an upper respiratory tract infection that's going around, and we saw an uptake. Our surveillance unit is monitoring the situation, and as you were aware, the athletes during the swim meet, there was a circumstances. We brought it under control, but I believe now we're beginning to see a downtrend, but there was a stomach bug that resulted in upper respiratory tract infections as well as vomiting and diarrhea.
April 2nd is recognized as World Autism Day, and as awareness grows on the issue, more information has also surfaced on the autism spectrum, forcing the disability to be reclassified as autism spectrum disorder or simply ASD. Under the theme Empowering Autistic Voices, the Bahamas Resource and Educational Source for Autism and Other Regulated Challenges, or REACH, hosted an event to celebrate its autism champions. Here's Lloyd Allen.
Autism Awareness 2024 off to a vibrant start as those living with the disability, along with friends and family, gathered at Rawson Square to recognize strides made in combating the developmental disorder. Among them, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis.
17 years ago, the United Nations General Assembly designated April 2nd as World Autism Awareness Day, a date that has now become a rallying point for those those who support and advocate for a more inclusive society.
Sharing that autism awareness has grown over the years, Chairman Dwayne Gibson and Social Service Minister the Honorable Miles LaRota believe children on the autism spectrum can thrive just like normal kids.
Persons are very much aware of what autism is, but now we want our space carved out in the community.
As we progress our priorities, I will ask that we all participate to improve the quality of the lives of not only the autistic community, but all persons with varying disabilities.
Parents also sharing the value of the special relationship cultivated with their autistic children.
People always say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And for these children, it's a daily step for them.
He had a challenging first year and a half of life, so it was a matter of catching up, and I can say that he has caught up and surpassed. He's made the honor roll. He is a genius when it comes to building things.
I don't love my son any less. I wouldn't change anything for the world. The son, your kids grow up. They grow up and they get older and they're not as affectionate, but I feel like with my son having autism, he's so much more affectionate.
Many of the ASD attendees walked away with a little something recognizing their warrior spirit in proving that autism is not a disability, but in fact a trait helping those kids to prove that they are differently abled. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Well, thousands of newly engaged couples or persons seeking to be married one day will flock to the Bahama Resort to take in all of the sights and sounds of this year's Bahamas Bridal Show. Jimanita Swain is standing by with a sneak peek on what participants can expect. Good evening, Jimanita.
Good evening, LaDawn, and good evening, Bahamas. I'm coming to you live from the Bahamas Convention Center, where in just a few days, the 34th edition of the Bahamas Bridal Show will get underway. Now, joining me now to talk about what are some of the things you can expect from the bridal show is, of course, the show coordinator, Miss Makiva Wallace. Good evening, Miss Wallace.
Good evening, and it's nice to be here.
So, Makiva, tell us what persons can expect. What's going to be different about the 34th edition of the Bahamas Bridal Show?
Well, what we like to boast about the annual Bahamas Bridal Show is that it's a one-stop shop for everything that you need for your wedding, for your home. And it's not just for persons that want to get married, even though a lot of the vendors are here to showcase their items to registered brides and grooms. We have hotels. SLS is going to be exhibiting here. We have Sandy Port. We also have vendors such as photography, videography, makeup artists, florists, decor persons, everything that you will need, even the DJ, everything that you will need for your wedding is going to be displayed here this coming Sunday, April 7th.
And obviously, we have another guest tonight is Nicole Henderson. Now, she is the host with the mostest, I guess, if I could say that. But Nicole, tell us what is going to be happening during this year's edition of the show. I know people love the fashions and everything, all of the excitement in the room. I know you're excited.
Jimanita, to say I'm excited is an understatement. Over $30,000 worth in gifts and prizes, and one lucky bride and groom at the end of our show will receive a grand prize. I'm not going to say, but when I tell you this prize is loaded with gifts, can I tell you this lucky bride and groom can actually walk away and get married the next day with what we have to give them?
Well, that sounds very exciting. Thank you so much, Makiva and Nicole, for joining us. And LaDawn, I guess if you have some time on the weekend and you want to check it out, well, they say this is the place to be. I am Jimanita Swain at the Bahamas Convention Center. Back to you in studio, LaDawn.
I will definitely do that, Jimmy. And still to come, our feature story of the night, the Tipsy Scoop is open for business. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Come for
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is for all of you.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
March up and down the aisles of Super Value and Quality supermarkets and save. Libby's Spaghetti and Meatballs 15 ounce, $1.59. Carnation Evaporated Milk 13.9 ounce, 2 for $3. Libby's Vienna Sausage 4.6 ounce, $1.19. Turkey Wings $1.99 per pound. Fresh Broccoli Bunch $3.99. Shoppers are marching to save at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
Works Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeting says demolition exercises of unregulated communities will continue over the course of this month. The island of Eleuthera is where the latest round of exercises have taken place in recent weeks. Ahead of this morning's House session, the minister gave reporters this update.
They've already served notices to over 200 structures in Eleuthera, inclusive of Russell Island, area called Blackwood, Palmetto Point, and some areas in South Eleuthera. So once we finish those, then we'll do an assessment whether we'll come back to New Providence or we'll deal with another island such as Andros, which would be the next family island I anticipate that we deal with.
Concern from residents near the All Saints Way shantytown in the Carmichael Road area that another one of these unregulated communities has appeared near the former site. It is a situation officials are aware of, and according to Minister Sweeting, the matter is being addressed.
Well, we are still continuing with the team, the unregulated task force, and we'll continue to move throughout New Providence and deal with all those. We served some notices on some homes by the Wellfield, so we are aware of that area as well.
And it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. We have patchy clouds, temperature at 78 degrees, relative humidity 87%. The winds out of the south-southeast at 12 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,010.9 millibars. That's 29.85 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, well, 78 degrees in Marshall, Babago, Grand Key, also in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands at 79, Isle San Bimini, 79 degrees. 77 degrees over in Harbor Island, Rock San Eleuthera at 78. Fresh Creek Central Islands just changed to 80 degrees in Camp Space at Andros and Black Point Exuma, 85 degrees. Otterstown, Cat Island, 77. Also San Salvador and Rumkey at 77 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 78. 80 degrees in Ragged Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 78 degrees. Ackland, 78. Magic Town, Nago, 80. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. I had your boating forecast tonight. In the northwestern islands, this is how the winds are going to shape up. South to southwest, 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 6 feet. So caution flags remain in place for your boaters in the northwest Bahamas tonight. The low tide will take place at 9:58. And for the central and southeastern islands tonight, southeast to south winds also at 15 to 20 knots with the wave heights 4 to 7 feet. And caution flags for the central and southeastern islands remain in place as well. Now tomorrow, Thursday, in the northwestern parts of our country, we have a frontal system heading our way, and as a result, the winds will be out of the west for the greater part of the day at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. The low tide will take place at 10:58 in the morning with a high tide at 4:56 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, southwesterly flow, the winds down a bit, 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And then on Friday, for all areas, once that frontal system goes through, we will have a northwesterly flow at 10 to 15 knots and a wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise on Friday, low tide takes place at 11:53 in the morning with a high tide at 5:56 in the afternoon. It's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Roll Star Assurance.
Yeah, you need to change your ways. What kind of move that you making? That's what the people say. But the way I move my body, make the boys them want to play. The way I jump into the music, I make the boys them say.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Raw Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
It's gold for the Olympic champion. On May 4th and 5th, the sun will shine down on the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Hundreds of the world's best track athletes from more than 40 countries will compete to qualify for their spot at the Paris Olympics.
This year, we were proud to introduce our theme, Under the Sea, and bring awareness to the importance of sustainable fishing and conservation of our amazing marine resources like lobster, the Nassau grouper, and conch. Moving forward every Boxing Day, the group will focus on a new cause as aligned with our key brand pillars and engaging an iconic Bahamian musician to create and perform a song to promote that cause.
March into Super Value and Quality supermarkets today for great savings like Rainbow Corned Beef, 12-ounce, new low price, $2.19. Country Barn Mayonnaise, 30-ounce, $3.75. Mullis Ready Cut Macaroni, 16-ounce, $2.19. Boneless chicken breast, $2.99 per pound. Romaine Hearts, 3-pack, $4.79. Shoppers are marching to save at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. We're here at the Betty Kelly Kennedy Swim Complex, where all is quiet now as workmen, just a few people here just trying to break things down following 4 days of intense competition here at this very same venue. Now, as we said, it's pretty quiet at the moment. Last night, not so much. Shane Gibson breaks down as the Bahamas went for championship number 6.
Team Bahamas put the finishing touches on a historic run, repeating as Carifta champions for a 6th straight time right here on home soil. They'd finished with a grand total of 1,096.5 points. The Cayman Islands would follow in second with 660 points. Trinidad and Tobago finished third with 639 points. Jamaica ranked fourth with 559. Barbados tallied 486.5 points, good for 5th place. And Martinique would round out the top 6 with 405.5 points. Here's head coach Trevano McPhee on the historic 6th straight title.
Being around swimming for over 30 years, I've never been that excited swimming like this. Even as a swimmer, as an athlete, as a coach. So very proud of everyone. Big shout out to all the coaches a part of this. The Federation. It's an amazing day. I feel so good, man.
Some of the top performances on the final night of competition included the 11-12 boys 200-meter freestyle, capturing gold and setting a new meet record of 1 minute 49.20 seconds. The team featured Kriston Joseph, Harold Simmons, Benicio Robinson, and Blake Camacho. The 11-12 girls would also pick up gold in the 200 free relay, clocking a time of 1 minute 57.51 seconds. The 15-17 boys team of Marvin Johnson Jr., Ellie Gibson, Tristan Hepburn, and Tristan Ferguson will put on a show and will capture gold in the 200 free relay. On the individual side, Johnson Jr. would also pick up gold in the 15-17 boys 50-meter free, his final individual competition of the Carifta Games.
It's bittersweet. It's a crazy roller coaster. I had some great years here, and Carifta has made me into an athlete that I always wanted to be.
In the 100-meter backstroke, Camilla Saunders took gold, touching the wall in 1 minute 19.03 seconds.
I know I didn't start off too good because I know I was nervous, and I did my best, and they took off a lot of time.
Earlier in the evening, Elisa Ferguson will capture gold in the 11-12 200-meter backstroke. Skylar Smith would also follow behind her, picking up bronze in that race.
That feels great. She really pushed me to get the gold medal, and I'm glad I got to stand on the podium with her.
I am glad that me and Alyssa got to get points for our country in multiple events. We did really well. I'm very proud.
Tia Seymour also wrapped up her time in the pool, winning silver in the 11-12 girls 50-meter freestyle.
It feels really good. I'm just so happy. I went personal best, and I'm just happy to get another medal. I dropped time in all of my events, and I went even faster in my finals.
As for the High Point Awards, Kriston Joseph was the winner of the 11-12 boys High Point Trophy, racking up 86 points for Team Bahamas. Harold Simmons finished in second with 76 points.
We wanted it badly. We wanted to win badly, and we wanted to dominate badly.
Elisa Ferguson finished second in the 11-12 girls high point chase with 55 points. Renishka Gibbs finished third in the 15-17 girls category with 39 points. Marvin Johnson Jr. would finish third in the 15-17 boys category. He'd rack up 47.5 points. Trinidad and Tobago's Liam Carrington would carry home that High Point Award.
It's definitely a sweet celebration for Team Bahamas as they celebrate a 6th straight title, and now they look to defend that title in Trinidad and Tobago and make it 7 straight. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
All right, thanks, Shane. Now the action in the pool may be done. However, swimming continued with the open water segment beginning this morning over at Goodman's Bay. Charles Fisher there at the crack of dawn to get us all caught up.
Sellers after 4 grueling days in the Betty Kenning National Aquatic Center and seeking and getting their 6th straight title. It was to the open water swim this morning here at Goodman's Bay. Lots of fans after a long night at the pools on Tuesday. They were still able to get up and cheer on these youngsters. 30 on the male side and 25 for the female, both during the 5K in the somewhat frigid water. The winner, Cayman Islands, taking 1-2 in the boards, but it all came to see young Donald Sanders Jr., who came out of the water 5th overall.
Very exhausting. It's a very aerobic set. But through my coach's training, I know I could finish. I'm glad I finished. I think I finished strong. Trying to represent the Bahamas to my best of my abilities.
On the girls' side, it was Jada Bertullo, the first Bahamian out of the water.
It was okay. The water is nice and calm. I mean, I tried my best. Most of it is like mental.
you have to get a good strategy, and honestly, I'm proud mostly of that because I was able to stay behind like a nice number 29. I was able to stay like draft behind her. Without it, I don't know what I would have done because drafting is key. But I'm proud. I think I died the last lap, but after 4 days of rest and cheering, I came in today. My neck hurts, my legs hurt, my hips hurt. Like mentally, it's challenging, but just the fact that I finished, I'm proud.
President of the Bahamas Aquatics Federation, Algernon Coggle, summed up Griff to Bahamas this week.
Excellent coaching, and as the Bahamas knows, the facilities were great. The teams actually said this is the best Carifta in the history of the Carifta Games. And of the outstanding swims were perhaps in the 11-12 category, and that the strength of that category means that we have a great future for Bahamas Aquatics.
It's on to Trinidad now in 2025 for title number 7 in a row. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
And there it is, a check on sports for you here on this Wednesday. Once again, don't go anywhere. We do have our Wednesday weather forecast just around the corner. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we have a front boundary smack across central Florida. It's heading towards the Bahamas. We'll get in here tomorrow morning, so we will see an increase in clouds and maybe 1 or 2 showers along that front boundary as it pushes towards us. But once it goes through, we expect a nice cool down in temperatures for several days to come. But tonight, we're looking at mainly clear, breezy, and a bit more humid just ahead of that front. Temperatures in the 70s, 74 degrees for your low temperature. And then tomorrow, it's going to be windy with clouds and sunshine in the forecast. 85 degrees for your high temperature. We will see some temperatures sinking. They will get back into the 70s during the daytime. Those nighttime temperatures in the 60s. So some beautiful nights shaping up right through the weekend and into the early part of next week. And it seems as though the cool season has not yet ended for us as yet, LaDon.
Enjoying every minute of it, Basil. Another business expected to make its presence felt in downtown Nassau. On Easter Monday, government officials and a host of local and international patrons gathered at the company's West Nassau location, all excited to witness the start of a new chapter for the new business owners. Here's Lloyd Allen.
American ice cream franchise Tipsy Scoop making history in the Bahamas as a formal ribbon-cutting ceremony was held at its brand-new downtown location. With significant buzz circulating online weeks in advance, the big day was supported by patrons, friends, and tourism officials. Welcoming the brand to Metropolitan Nassau, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says the company adds diversity to the already evolving downtown district.
As you well know, the government is keenly interested on developing the entire area that you see here to bring it back to life. We're doing significant work in the downtown area. We have established incubation center that is going to support new business. So what you see here is well in line with all of the initiatives that we are currently undertaking.
Tipsy Scoop founder Melissa Tavis says the Bahamas' environment is the perfect background for the infused product.
We just started franchising Tipsy Scoop in the U.S. and decided to come to the Bahamas after we've done many pop-ups at the Atlantis, at Margaritaville. So we're so excited to be here.
Franchise owner Donette and Michael Cartwright say they believe their store will help to add to the culture and visitor experience here in the Bahamas.
And so apart from the flavors that you'll get from our franchise, we're going to bring very unique flavors to Nassau.
Creating opportunities in employment, but also creating opportunities and thinking out of the box. Thinking just something different. You know, if you can think it, it can become reality. And that's where this started. As she and I sitting down one day and just talking and came up with this idea and said we should find a company. We looked at a few companies, but that's one of the important things, is to just put a little spark under something and think differently.
Now on the big day, dozens turned up for a taste of the popular ice cream brand.
I've been seeing it on Facebook for like a while, so I never tried it. I heard it's like an American thing, so I was like, okay, sounds cool. So that's why I came out today to try the ice creams.
It's something for the adults. It's fun, it's convenient.
So far, the experience was good. Apart from me waiting, it wasn't a long wait, but the ice cream is good, and it was worth my little short period of time. Wait a minute, there's a nice opening ceremony. You could turn out.
Owners say as the brand expands, their goal is to gradually increase staffing complement along with possibly expanding to other islands. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Well, that does it for the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.